Hello, my name is Claire Simpson and I am the current president of Dickinson College Mock Trial and our first ever tournament director. If you're seeing this, that means that you have been volunteered by a team to judge at our first ever Red Devils Sleeping Bowtie Invitational October 10th and 11th. I'd like to take this moment to say thank you so much for judging, and we could not do it without you. As somebody who knows firsthand how difficult learning from online videos can be, I'll try to keep this as brief and painless as possible. Please take this moment to make sure that you have filled out the judge registration form so we can have everything organized for the day in question. Let's go over the schedule of events. On day 1, you'll need to check in between 9:45 and 10:15 at the judge Zoom code. This Zoom code will be the same the whole weekend. You'll use it for all the judges' meetings. At 10:20, there's an optional opening ceremony. At 10:30 is the first official judge meeting. The first round begins at 11 o'clock and it'll finish up around 1:45. Then you have 55 minutes for lunch, and the second round judge meeting will start at 2:40. The second round itself will start at 3:10 and it'll finish up before 6 o'clock. Then we'll do it all again the next day, October 11th. Let's go over how we're doing judging. You'll be provided with 2 Google Forms to fill out. One, the ballot, is mandatory. That has the scores on it and the ranks. The other, the comments, is optional. Now in the judge registration form you filled out, we'll get your email to send you the Zoom links for trial and these Google Forms. But don't worry, we'll also have them available many other ways throughout the tournament, including in judges' meetings and overall in the captain's group meeting. Now let's go over to Paul for a demonstration on how to use those Google Forms. Paul, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to figure out how these ballots work.
Let me help you. These are the 2 forms. The blue one is the comments form, and the red one is the ballot. Basically, you'll have to fill in all the information before it'll let you go to the next page. You can score as you go, and it'll give you a 1 to 10 plaintiff opening and a 1 to 10 defense, and then so on and so forth for the rest of the trial. Now, the comments form is optional. You don't have to answer any of these questions, because it's really up to you on what comments you want to give the competitors. So there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either switch back and forth by the ballot and the comments throughout trial and narrate as you go, or you can write your comments on a separate sheet of paper, take a picture, and send them to us after trial. Now, if you don't know how to judge in a Zoom tournament, don't worry. It's just like judging for a regular tournament. There's a couple extra things you have to keep in mind. First is the difference between speaker mode and gallery mode. Speaker mode has one person who's currently speaking in the middle of the screen. Gallery, you can see everyone. So we ask that you keep your Zoom in speaker mode for opening and closing statements, and gallery mode for the rest of the examinations. We'd also like to tell you to disregard any Zoom interference. It's usually not the competitor's fault, and we don't want to penalize them for making the most of this year. We'd like to ask you to keep your video on the whole time so competitors can know that you're paying attention, but if not, we understand. Just try not to switch between off and on too much, or it'll be distracting for the competitors. Now, we've also let the competitors know that they have a 5-minute timer for technical difficulties if the person who's currently speaking freezes or disconnects. If after those 5 minutes it's still not fixed, one of the other people on their team has to take over. But the timekeepers should figure that out, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, if you personally lose connection, which we're really hoping doesn't happen, please try your best to restart Zoom and get back on ASAP. You could also try disconnecting from your Wi-Fi and reconnecting. But if you have any issues at all, feel free to contact us at any point, and we'll try our best to be there and help everyone if possible. Now that we've gone over most of the logistics, let's get into a brief summary of the case. So this year's case is civil, and competitors can choose between pursuing battery or negligence. Basically, a young person died the night before their wedding. If you pursue battery, it means you're blaming their soon-to-be parent-in-law, the owner of the wine company, for intentionally poisoning a bottle of wine and giving it to them the night before their wedding. If you pursue negligence, it means you hold the wine company itself responsible for failing to protect their consumers with inadequate pesticide storage. But I'll let the competitors tell you more about that on October 10th. I'd like to take this opportunity to say once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your continued support to the education of kids in mock trial. And thank you so much. We hope to have fun with you on October 10th. I'll see you there. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact me.